Hello everyone, happy Sunday. I love you. Sending you a very big virtual hug wherever you are on the earth plane in this now moment. I want to talk a little bit about, I want to dissect a little bit about what is happening to all of us right now. This massive shift in consciousness. So we are standing on a matrix. We are standing in a matrix. A matrix is an energetic grid, like a web. Many of us have been standing in a third dimensional matrix. This matrix or web creates all of our experiences. It creates our reality. It creates our states of consciousness, our thoughts, beliefs, emotions, behaviors, etc. When our body pops out and becomes the human, we are standing and we connect to this energetic grid. Now, when you start stepping into higher states of consciousness, your body begins to shift out of and literally vibrate off of this third dimensional matrix. And you start to move into a different matrix, a fourth dimensional and a fifth dimensional matrix. Each matrix is an energetic grid or web controlling states of consciousness or creating, allowing you to have different states of consciousness, behaviors, beliefs, emotions, and thoughts. When you raise out of a third dimensional matrix, because your frequency has shifted and because something rattled you out of it, popped you out of it, you can then look down and see the matrix you've been in. And when you look down and see the matrix that you've been in, that is when you see behind the curtain, like the Wizard of Oz. That's when your eyes are open and you're like, oh my God, look at what has been going on for so long. And the humans that are standing still in that matrix, because they're standing in it, they can't see. They can't see what is behind the curtain. What's behind the curtain? The very dense consciousnesses that we are collapsing right now. 4 main ones: greed, control, manipulation, and fear. These are consciousnesses that have been controlling the human for thousands of years. And these are consciousnesses that we are currently collapsing. If you look out into the external right now, physically, what are you seeing? You're seeing the symbolism of fear, control, greed, and manipulation collapsing. You're seeing censorship. You're seeing businesses closing. You're seeing masks being worn. You're seeing talk or hearing talk about a vaccine coming. You're watching people have curfews, mandates. You're watching protests for freedom of speech, for freedom of your freedoms, your rights in general. These are physical symbols of the breaking down of these consciousnesses. Now, when your body begins to vibrate into these higher states of consciousness and you pop out of the matrix, you have a choice. You have a choice to continue to move into these higher frequencies and these new matrix fields, or you have the choice to stay. You have a choice to stay in what is familiar, what is comfortable. You know how to control the environment. It's familiar to you. Humans like familiarity. Even if there is consciousnesses that are behind the curtain. The human that is comfortable in their world, they don't want to see what's behind the curtain yet. They're not ready yet. Many times the human has to literally be catapulted off the matrix from some external experience in order to wake up. Millions of us needed COVID to hit us in order to catapult us off the matrix. We never would have done it on our own. We needed that jolt. So there will be more jolts that will come that will continue to pull the human off the matrix so that they wake up and they look down and they see. Why is this important? Because this is the only way we shift an entire human collective. The entire human collective has to be pulled out of this third dimensional matrix and pulled into a fifth dimensional matrix. And when you pull yourself out of the matrix, you start to then see what's been here. You start to see the dense consciousnesses. You start to feel them, you see them, you recognize them, and then you want to scream from the rooftops, wake up, wake up, wake up. Why are you not waking up? Why are you not waking up? Why are you not waking up, right? We get frustrated, we get confused, we get angry, all of these things that so many of us are feeling. Part of waking up, part of shifting into higher states of consciousness, and part of watching a large human collective not there yet. But here's what we have to remember. We have to remember that we are the way showers. We have to remember that these humans wake up no matter what. We have to give compassion and empathy to the humans that are still fighting and that are calling you perhaps evil or dangerous or conspiracy theories, right? They just can't see what they're in yet. It's okay. You were once there. This is what's so crazy, powerful, and amazing about this third dimensional web or matrix, is that when you're in it, you have no idea what you're in until you're out of it. You have no idea what's being done until you pop out and look down and say, oh my God. And we all pop out. We get to the end scene. We get to this 5D matrix or new earth or whatever you want to call it. We get there. How we get there, I don't know. How long is it going to take? I don't know. But we get to the end scene because it's already done. It's already done. We're in a previous now moment having to now go through it. And so it can feel torturous. It can feel like frustrating. It can feel like, come on, come on, come on. But here's what's happening. Let's really look at it. 3D matrix, 5D matrix. Humans popping out, humans looking down, humans stuck in it. So you keep doing you. You keep being you. You keep shining your light. You have empathy and compassion for the humans that are here. If you're a human that's here, you have empathy and compassion for the humans that are trying to scream and change the world, right? And you're looking up and saying, you've lost your mind. That's okay. The more we can have compassion and empathy for both experiences or anything in between, the faster we'll be able to shift the entire human collective wherever you are, whatever your experience is. But it is inevitable. The 3D matrix is crumbling. The 3D matrix will not be as powerful and as potent as it is right now. It will begin to dissolve. Fear, greed, manipulation, and control is starting to dissolve. It's going to get louder as it dissolves, but it's starting to dissolve. So here's what you want to ask yourself. What matrix am I in? Right? Am I in a matrix where I'm able to look down and see the greed, the corruption, the fear, the manipulation? Can I see behind the veil, behind the curtain? Right? Can I do that? Can I see that? How many questions am I asking throughout my day when I am receiving information from the external? Am I asking more questions, or am I just allowing the information to come to me and I'm accepting it? Am I just accepting what's being told, or am I asking critical questions? When you step out of the matrix, you begin to ask critical questions about everything, right? Can you see the distinct matrices? When you are in a fifth dimensional matrix, even if you're going back and forth, you're going to be in a sovereign state. So you're going to choose. You're going to choose your reality. You're going to choose your truths. You're going to speak your voice. You're going to stay in more of a present moment flow, right? You're going to feel more compassion and empathy. You're going to hold the bigger picture. When you're in a third dimensional matrix, you're in control. You're restricted, you're tight. You're doing whatever you're told. You're in a lot of fear, right? You don't feel like you have choice. You don't feel like you have the ability to create your reality. If you are doing what somebody's telling you to do because they're telling you to do it, you're in a third dimensional matrix. There's no right or wrong about that. You're in a third dimensional matrix. It's okay. When you step out and you start to step into a fifth dimensional matrix, you start to make the choices. Now, maybe you have to make the choice. Maybe you have to play in that third dimensional matrix based on your job or your children or whatever that is. But as long as you are seeing it as a choice, you've pulled yourself out. And again, why are we pulling ourselves out of this matrix? We're pulling ourselves out of this matrix because this entire matrix is collapsing. So we have to shift out of it. You also want to start feeling your resonance. Feel it. What does it feel like went throughout your day? Do you feel restricted and tight? Do you feel expanded and free? Is fear controlling you? Or are you sovereign in choosing your own state of beingness? Can you pop your head out of the third dimensional matrix every once in a while if you're standing in it? If you're playing in it? Can you pop your head out and say, what if? What if there's a different reality that I could play in? Can you start opening yourself up to something new? Can you start opening yourself up to new beliefs, new paradigms, new realities, new experiences? What if? Just keep asking yourself, what if? What if ... And can you have compassion with yourself as you start exploring? As you start exploring this third dimensional matrix you're standing in, or exploring the fifth dimensional matrix you're in. Exploring when you're in both. They're two distinct realities. They're two distinct energetic fields. There's no right or wrong. They both just are, but they're very distinct. Here you are controlled. You are manipulated. There is a huge amount of fear. There is this belief that you are free when actually you're being controlled. This matrix, in a little bit of a higher state of consciousness, you understand your choices. You understand how to create your reality. You understand your resonance and frequency. You are choosing what to believe in, right? You're choosing it. You're doing your best to stay present as possible, right? You're not trying to create a doomsday, what if, what's coming, right? Third dimensional matrix will create a doomsday, meaning it's going to create a future to prepare for. In a fifth dimensional matrix, there's only a now moment that you're experiencing in your now. There's nothing to be afraid of, so you're just in it, trusting the consciousness, the matrix, the energy. So this is what's happening. We're going back and forth. We're oscillating between these two matrices all the time. We're oscillating. And eventually we are going to be pulling the entire human collective out of that third dimensional matrix. So where are you? No right or wrong. What are you feeling? Are you asking questions? Are you restricted and tight? Are you in fear? Are you allowing somebody else to tell you what is your truth? Are you allowing somebody else to tell you what is your reality? Are you starting to learn how to go within and ask yourself how you feel? Ask yourself what your truths are. Are you pointing the finger at other people? Are other people triggering you? Are you calling people conspiracy theorists? Are you telling other people their truths aren't correct? This is how we shift an entire human collective. It's a crazy ride. But we do it. We make it, and we come out. We come out. On the other end, the last scene of the movie. And in the meantime, how much compassion and empathy and love can you have for yourself and the other humans, no matter what matrix they're in? No matter what matrix they're in. This is about recognizing what's happening from this higher perspective and taking care of you and what you need while you do it. There is no right or wrong. There is no, this is the matrix you need to be in. It all just is. I love you. Thank you for being here.